Welcome to a quiet village where magic hides in the smallest corners, and good deeds are done without anyone knowing. Tonight, we enter the secret world of the Brownies, tiny, mischievous, and kind-hearted creatures who work through the night to help humans, rescue lost animals, and even teach a clever lesson to those who need it. Join us on a journey full of adventure, magic, and the quiet heroism of the tiniest guardians. This is the story of the Brownies. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests, there lived a group of tiny, magical creatures known as the Brownies. No human had ever seen them, for they worked only at night, unseen and unheard. These little beings, no taller than a child's boot, were mischievous but kind-hearted, always ready to help those in need or play a clever prank on those who deserved a lesson. The Brownies lived in the hollow roots of old trees, in chimneys, and in the cracks of old houses. Each brownie had its own personality. Some were brave, others clever, and a few loved nothing more than a good joke. Yet all shared one purpose: to bring goodness to the world, quietly and without reward. They mended torn clothes, polished floors, swept hearths, and even rescued lost animals, disappearing before anyone could discover their work. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills and the village fell silent, the Brownies emerged. Tuck, the leader, called his friends together. "Tonight," he said, "we help the baker who lost his way to the fair, and we must be quick, for humans must not see us." The Brownies scurried through the village, their tiny feet silent on cobblestones, their hands carrying sacks of flour and baskets of bread. In a matter of hours, the bakery was restored, the oven glowing warmly, and the pastries perfectly baked, yet no one knew how it had been done. But not all nights were peaceful. Mischief and trouble sometimes came from within the brownie ranks. Bungle, the clumsy but well-meaning brownie, would occasionally spill a bucket of water or trip over a broom, causing chaos. Yet even mistakes were opportunities for learning, and Tuck always guided his friends with patience, reminding them that helping others required both heart and skill. As the seasons changed, the Brownies' adventures grew more daring. They rescued kittens trapped in trees, thwarted greedy neighbors who sought to hoard food, and even outwitted wandering witches who tried to capture them. Each night brought a new story of courage, cleverness, and quiet heroism. Despite their small size, the Brownies' influence on the village was enormous. Children woke to find chores magically done, merchants discovered that misplaced coins were returned, and farmers found their fields magically tended. The humans never knew who was responsible, but the village thrived under the unseen care of its tiny guardians. Sometimes, the Brownies even ventured beyond the village. They traveled to distant forests, sparkling streams, and neighboring towns, spreading kindness wherever they went. They played tricks on lazy or cruel humans, teaching lessons with humor rather than harm. Every adventure strengthened their bond, for the Brownies knew that together, they could achieve far more than alone. Through it all, Tuck and his companions remained humble. They never sought praise, only the quiet satisfaction of a job well done. And as dawn painted the sky with gold and pink, the Brownies vanished into their hidden homes, leaving behind only the results of their careful, loving work. In time, the villagers came to speak of good fairies and little helpers, never realizing that these stories were inspired by the Brownies themselves. And so the tiny creatures continued their secret lives, a testament to the power of kindness, cleverness, and the magic that exists quietly, just out of sight, in the world around us. Even today, in quiet houses and shadowed corners, it is said that the Brownies still roam. They are always ready to help, to play, and to remind us that even the smallest creatures can make the biggest difference. Though the sun rises and the village awakens, the Brownies vanish into the shadows, leaving behind perfectly cleaned homes, rescued animals, and little acts of magic that no one can explain. They remain unseen, yet their work touches everyone, proving that even the smallest beings can make the biggest difference. And somewhere, hidden in chimneys, hollow trees, or shadowed corners, the Brownies continue their nightly adventures, spreading kindness and clever mischief wherever they go. If you enjoyed this magical tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next story of adventure and wonder. Share this story with friends who love fantasy, magic, and tiny heroes with big hearts. And tell us in the comments, if a brownie appeared in your home tonight, what would you hope they would do? Stay curious, stay kind, and remember, magic is often found in the smallest acts.